Day 2 of the retrial of a federal agent focused on an ER doctor's report. Shortly after the shooting, Dr. Kyle Perry would be the first person to take the stand today in the second murder trial for federal agent Christopher Deedy. Perry, an emergency room doctor at Queens, says Colin Elders came in first. He says the 23-year-old died at least 20 minutes before his body arrived at the ER, and then came Christopher Deedy in handcuffs with a broken nose and covered in blood. He says Deedy didn't say all that much, but did appear to be clear-eyed and stable.
I believe he said that he did not want to go into any further details. I don't have anything documented to suggest that he was intoxicated.
The second witness on the stand today, HPD evidence specialist Leslie Murakami, going over the bloody scene and bullet holes in the walls. Elders died in the early hours of November 5th, 2011, and by the time he got to the ER, Deedy had already told police he was the one who shot Elders at that McDonald's on Kuhio Avenue. Deedy maintains it was self-defense, while prosecutors are calling it murder.
Jurors also heard from a McDonald's worker who was just a few feet away from the confrontation and the shooting. KITV4's Kenny Choi was there in that courtroom today and continues our coverage. Kenny?
Paula, the prosecution continued its case, calling up a worker that night who described the demeanor of the people involved in the moments leading up to the fatal shots. Brendalyn Salzbrenner and jurors spent some 15 minutes watching the raw surveillance clips taken from the restaurant without any commentary or questions. Salzbrenner described Elders and his friend Shane Medeiros as being happy that night. She also described Deedy's friend Adam Gutkowski, who was with him, that he appeared to be a, quote, happy drunk before the night turned worse.
Can you tell us about Adam's, I guess, his demeanor that morning?
Like he was like a happy person. He had asked as Linda to marry him with the 20-piece nugget.
With a 20?
With the 20-piece.
Prosecutors also asked about the encounter between Elders and Mikhail Perrine, who was having trouble paying for his meal that night. She says that Elders offered to pay for the meal, but Perrine became somewhat upset after that exchange. Jurors will have the weekend off and return to court next week. Last summer, the first trial lasted nearly a month and a half.